When you log into your class, you're going to see this. This is the course homepage. You can see there's a spot for announcements, although I generally don't post announcements. I normally send emails. So just again, please check your email. Um, Here is your kind of your calendar. As you can see, once you get into it, it's going to be the 13th. I'm obviously recording this a little earlier. And you'll see your first due date is the pretest. That doesn't mean wait till the 21st to take the pretest. That means that's when it's due. Okay. Like I said on my other video, work ahead, pace yourself. Okay. Because, your first test, and it's a little long. I understand that it's September 10th. But with people adding classes, dropping, the first couple weeks are a little hectic. I kind of like to give you a little bit extra time before that first exam. There's not a lot of topics that are due. If you do 2 a week, you're going to be fine. Okay, that's all. It's kind of like going to class. Monday, Wednesday, do an assignment. So that's kind of about pacing yourself and how you can find out when things are due. There's 100 other, well, no, not 100, but several other ways where you have due dates. So when you don't know when something's due, it's really, you're not paying attention, because right here is what to work on next. Down here, welcome to my math lab. Make sure you run your browser check. Internet Explorer does not work well with my math lab, so we suggest using Chrome, Safari, or Mozilla. Take the time to view the how to enter answers. It talks to you about using symbols, math notation, things like that. Save you some time and frustration. All these things that we do ahead maybe take, 30 minutes to an hour, but it will probably save you 2 to 3 hours of frustration. Seriously. So don't just blow it off, watch it. And that way you're not missing 100 questions because you're putting a comma in the wrong place. Okay. So anyway, check this out, but definitely run your browser check. Here's a link about the Pearson tutor services, but we've got other things here as well, but that's something that you can look into. Whether it's free or not, I don't know, but they do supply you tutoring. You can always keep track of your grade. I've not done anything yet, so therefore I have a 0, but your grade is calculated on what you've done. So, you can have a good grade, but if you've missed assignments, eventually once I assign zeros to them, your grade's going to come down. Okay. So here's your submission progress. Again, I've not done anything yet. Next thing, again, we've talked about the announcements. Really, usually I don't use that very much. And again, browser check, take a tour, how to enter answers, all here again from what we found on the first page. But you are taking a tour that I'm giving you, and you're going to see, oh, there's nothing here. That's because I haven't uploaded it yet. Okay, but on your page, you've seen the introduction and the class tour link. The instructor information, here is my picture, my office at Leestown. It's kind of the same stuff's on my syllabus. Office hours, my phone, my email. Email is the best way to contact me. I'm very good about replying. I say that and I mean that. I do. I will reply. Most of the time it's less than 24 hours, but you never know. So the thing is, don't email me 3 times after midnight. I'm sleeping. Okay. So, email me once and I'll respond, but there'll be a couple of you that'll send me those panicked emails and I'm not reading them at 2 a.m. Okay. So just send me one. I'll get to it and we'll address the issue and we'll fix it. So, don't panic. Just kind of realize that we will take care of it. Syllabus. Okay, so here is your link for your syllabus. It's opening up in a new window, so you can certainly print this. It's got all my information. Same thing as in the instructor information. All that's there. This is my info for my coordinator, my assistant dean. Those are people that kind of are above me in the the ladder. So if you have issues with me, you can certainly contact one of them, but usually we can work stuff out without that, but you may need to. You can read through the course competencies, stuff like that. But one thing you got to remember, and this is again, I'll mention this several times to make sure you get it, is you got to get a 60% on the final to be eligible to pass the class, regardless of what your calculated grade in the course may be. Okay? So don't forget that. Does not matter what your grade is if you don't pass that final. All right? So required technology, here we talked about which browsers to use, your access code, you're already here, so obviously you've taken care of that. The calculator, scientific or graphing, here's the calculators that cannot be used. You cannot use these in the computer lab, cell phones, laptop, they won't let you. So when you go take your proctored final, you can't use your cell phone or your laptop. So if you've been using them at home, that's fine, but you can't use them in the, proctoring lab, excuse me, I lost my train of thought. And also make sure, this just hit me, when you're going to take your proctored final, know your password and username to get into my math lab, because a lot of times we auto save things and we don't know what they are. So think about that one, okay? So make sure you know your password and username. There's your optional textbook, but there is an ebook, so you don't need to buy it. Again, here's the information about the pretest. You can read the attendance policy, email policy I've already talked about, class structure. You should be spending about 6 to 9 hours per week, roughly. Some people work faster than others. So it all depends on your ability, your speed of doing things. You're encouraged to work ahead. Due dates are there to help pace you, but you can certainly work ahead. Homework is 20% of your grade. Again, there's more practice exercises that you can work on pencil and paper or in the study plan. They are optional and are not graded. Their graded homework is all that's graded. You do have 4 exams and a final. Click on take a test. And I'm going to go through all this, after the syllabus and show you where all these things are. But I can't stress enough about the proctored final. Please make sure you understand you've got to get it proctored. You've got to pass it, okay? Late work policy. You can work homework past the due date, but it is subject to a 10% penalty. Exams, you must get an extension from me. I will allow 1 if you miss a due date. Other than that, you get a 0 unless there's a documented issue with the website being down or something like that, okay? So here's how I determine your course grade, and I'll show you a little mathematical equation on how to figure that out if you need to. But normally, your grade's going to be correct as long as you've done everything, okay? Here's the withdrawal policy. Here's a link for Bluegrass students to withdraw. If you're another school, you've got to figure out, what their requirements are. We have college policies and resources. You can click on that link and take you there, all about campus closings, withdrawal, financial aid, all that. If you need an accommodation, you need to go through the disability support services, and they will take care of that for you. Other information, and here's kind of your rough course outline, your due dates, and again, here we go again. Got to pass the final to pass the course. So that's 4 times I've already mentioned that. Okay, if you don't know it, come that day, you're not paying attention. All right, so let's get back to the class. What I have are video lectures. I have them. These are what I show my students. I do them for my on-campus classes. So instead of me making new videos, I just uploaded those. So don't pay any attention to mention of due dates, homework being due, nothing. Just watch the videos solely for the content of the lecture itself, okay? Don't worry about me saying anything about due dates or homework assignments or anything, because these are for my on-campus class. But there's one for each section, okay? So, if you're stuck on 1.1, watch my video. The textbook also has videos, and I'll show you that here shortly. Your due dates, again, it's a document. It's on your syllabus too. I just showed it to you. But if you want another one, You can print this off to kind of help pace you, so you know where you're standing when things are due. And again, number 5, you must pass the final to be eligible to pass the course. All right. So, you tired of hearing it yet? All right, here's your graded homework section. You're laughing, but there will be about 3 or 4 of you that will be oblivious to the fact that you have to pass the final to pass the class, and that you have to get the final proctored. It amazes me because it's not like I haven't mentioned it, so I don't get that, and so I know that those people did not watch my videos. All right, you can see I got these green arrows here because I have not taken the pretest yet. Once you take the pretest, then you can start to work on your assignments. So this is all of your work, right in order, with due dates out to the side, okay, right in sequence. All right, so if you don't know what's going on, you can always come to graded homework, and it takes you right in order of what you need. So, these are your topics, and the videos go right with them. The extra practice I talked about on the syllabus. Again, these are extra practice problems. They are not graded. They are not required. They are optional. If you need more practice, you can go to your study plan, locate them, work them in the study plan, or you can just do them on paper and pencil from the book. Okay, but again, optional. Here's where your tests are located if you want to go right to taking a test. Don't worry about this copy. That was something I just did. Your grade book. This will be your grades. So again, it will keep track of what you've done. The study plan is what I talked about earlier. You can go to any chapter you want, and you can work problems out of here. But, you can do the same thing just by doing your homework over and over again. So, if you want extra practice, you can do it in the study plan, but, I just suggest just doing your homework till you get 100 on it, because you can do that. You can work it as much as you want. The chapter contents, this is your ebook. Okay, so if you, need a little bit extra help for 1.1, again, there are video lectures that are not mine. These are the textbook lectures. You can watch those. You can go to the e-text. Okay, and, it's going to come up with, badness. I don't know what the heck happened there. But, I have no idea. Okay, so right now, if I'm a student, I'm freaking out going, I can't get the e-text. So probably what I would do is I would just log out and come back in later. But that's very interesting. I've never had that happen before. Very interesting. Let me try one more thing here. Let me go to chapter 2 and see if it does the same thing. Yeah, I've never had this happen, so there you go. But sometimes when you log back in, log out, and it could be something in, I do not have a subscription. Yeah, you are such a liar. But anyway, that's your ebook. I do have a subscription to the site, and look, it just took me right out. So there's all kinds of crazy stuff going on right now. So anyway, that is your book. Here's information about the proctored final exam. Read through this because you should know what you can bring to the test. I do allow 1 page of notes, one side of 1 page. Make sure you understand that. These are links to the testing center. Here's one for BCTC. Here's one for other colleges. And then here's one for ProctorU. If you want to take it at home, if you have a webcam. So these are your options. I just tested them. They should work. If they don't, people are constantly changing websites at KCTCS. So if something happens where they're not working, please let me know and I'll redo it. Discussion board. What I've got in the discussion board is what I call helpful hints. So for example, in 1.1, I've got helpful hint on solving equations. If I want the helpful hint for 1.2, click on it and I scroll down. Okay, you don't need to respond unless you got a question. You can, but you don't have to. Okay, so these are just helpful hints to kind of help you. I want you to do well in the course. I really do. I want everybody to make A's. But I don't just give A's. You earn them. All right, so here's how I calculate your grade. So those 0.2s are the 20%, 0.6 is the 60%. And number 6 or 7, that you must pass the final to pass the class. Okay. Your multimedia library. This is if you are in chapter 1 and you're stuck on 1.1, you want to see everything available for help. Now, this is not including my videos. Mine are separate. But these are all the textbook company supplies to you. Okay, so you've got video. You can go to the textbook. Let's see if it takes us to the textbook this time. Or it tells me error. Okay. All right. Hopefully you're not having that trouble, but if you are, let me know. Well, you got to call Pearson. I really can't do much about it because I don't know what to do about it. All right. So that's something for the multimedia library. Here's information for tutoring if you're a BCTC student. BrainFuse is something KCTCS does that gives free tutoring online. I've never used it, but you've got a link to it and instructions for it. If you are a different campus than BCTC, I would go to your home campus website and see when their tutoring is available. But don't forget, you can email me, and I'm going to show you about that here in a second. How to drop the class, instructions there, links as well. And down here, these are your videos from the textbook, okay? Guided lecture notes from the textbook, okay? So I put these at the end so you don't get them confused with mine. You also have skills for success. And we have, oh, jeez. Yeah, there's something screwy going on with this website today for sure. Who knows? But that's all right. Sometimes stuff happens. Tools for success. So again, you've got graphing calculator help, my math lab help and support. Again, you can go here if you are having problems once you get in the course, and just click on what you need. Your course tools, you don't see anything that has a mark through a person because that's the instructor can see it, but you can email me if you want to, but there's a better way to contact me if you're having homework issues. So when you go in the graded homework, now I'm going to be able to go in here because I'm the instructor. I don't have to do the pretest. But if I'm having a problem with inside a question, the majority of this book's questions has question help in there. And what they've got is a help me solve this to where it's going to take you step by step through this problem, but then you'll have to do another one to get credit. You can view an example, which kind of gives you something similar. It'll take you to the textbook, or you can ask me. Now, once you choose Ask My Instructor, give me something that you're struggling with so I don't, spend a lot of time doing something you don't need. Okay, so try to be specific with what you're having questions with. So it's going to send me the actual question, and then you can say, I don't know what to do after this or something. So just kind of, be specific with that. So that's where you have help within the question itself. But please, if you get stuck on something, ask me or, go to tutoring if you're not comfortable asking me. All right, so that's about it. That's your tour. Hopefully, I know we went through a lot, but remember, you can always click anywhere you want and you're not going to hurt anything. Okay, so explore. Feel free to explore, and you're not going to hurt anything. So good luck again. Get busy, and I hope we have a great semester.